everybody. Welcome back to SpaceBall. I am your host, Danny McGill, and I'm here with my co-host, Robert Howard, Metroid T. I'm liking the shirt. Where'd you get that? It looks like the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker cover right now. I'm looking at it.
Ooh. It's got the little chozos at the bottom too, from Metroid Prime. I got it from if you ever my buddy sent me like T Fury or something like that, or they do ones that do like t-shirts of the week. I've actually had this since like 2015, 2016. I was gonna say SGC, but I did not. That the only thing that I got from there, I think, was honestly, funnily enough, a Jon Snow t-shirt from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know what SGC is, it's actually a convention that we used to run, the SpaceBall ground
gaming
out, SpaceBall ground out conference.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know why ground out was the first thing I could think of.
But... Yeah, I just figured gaming would have worked, but that's fine. That's okay.
But I wanted to do some sports games collective, maybe. I don't know.
That's fair.
But yeah. Anyway, we're here to talk about baseball. We were gone. Yeah. Did we miss a week of recording or 2 weeks?
I think we missed two weeks. 2 weeks.
I was traveling. Yeah. I am a jet setter. I was traveling. I was in LA. Before everybody gets mad at me, I'm fully vaccinated. And I wore 3 layers of face covering to the airport.
That's awesome.
People made fun of me for it. But
you had like people in the airport just like being dumb, or?
Well, they were. I was just like, the only person wearing a face shield on top of double masking, and
I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I'm rolling my eyes at people.
Well, and people just being like, "So, are you like vaccinated?" And I was like, yeah, I'm fully vaccinated. They're like, "Are you okay?" I don't know. It was like
whatever.
It was a person at the airport Starbucks. I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why you need to ask me, but sure, yeah, I'm fully vaccinated." I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People are fucking stupid. But I mean, we missed. We didn't miss, but like for the past 2 weeks, we had. First things first. Glad to know that you had. How was your trip? Was it fun?
It was good. Yeah. No, and my trip will tie into some of the baseball we're talking about today. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, we missed the 2 weeks we decided to not record. We missed a lot of baseball shit going on.
Yeah, man. A lot. 2/3 did like funny enough. I'm actually gonna look this up right now. Last night, in the middle of me watching the Yankees game,
you got so bright all of a sudden.
Okay, no, I looked something up. Sorry. So J.A. Happ was no hitting into the 8th. He ended up losing it. But I was just like, I swear to Christ, man. Like, I don't know what it is, but I swear either that dude just didn't want to play. I mean, he was playing the Twins, who for some reason are just playing like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, they're really bad this year.
Along with the Braves, along with the Braves. I don't know, man.
You can say the Braves are disappointing. I think that's well within the bounds of reality.
I suppose, yeah. And like the only person that they had lost was like Darren O'Day, and he's with the Yankees, and he's doing okay. But excuse me, try not to.
The Braves are 9-10.
They've got. I would say that in the past couple of days, they split with the Yankees, and then I believe they won the last 2 or 3. I could be wrong about that.
And then, Phillies are also 9-10, and then Mets are 8-7. But that's because they missed that first series.
Yes, and I mean the Mets just got swept. Like that. What's so funny to me is, and I mean I would say Bronx cheers, Fanatics cheers. I guess in a moment like this, but
we'll get to that. But if you want to mention the Yankees, you're allowed outside of the purview of the segment.
We'll wait on that because it would just be me tying into everything that's been happening the past couple of weeks. But like I did see a thing that said like back in 2019 the Braves, the Yankees, the Astros, and the Twins all won their divisions, and they're all in last right now. And somebody was like, "That'll stick," and I was just like, "That's pretty funny." But But baseball's been wild. Honestly, my favorite thing to watch has been Dodgers Padres.
Which is, I was gonna say we should just go through all of the big series that we missed.
Yeah.
And absolutely the biggest one is Dodgers Padres.
Oh yeah, and what I would say is that it's still going. They're playing today too. Like they're having.
Well, we missed the first one.
Yeah.
Came back, and now we're on the second one.
Yes, and the first one was
fucking
absolutely
amazing.
Insane.
Best baseball I've watched in years.
Oh yeah, and I would say, even with it going into circus innings, I was just like, oh my fucking god, this is gonna be a goddamn shit show. But it ended up being a lot of fun. Between just the Padres and the Dodgers are two teams that I, for some reason, at least when they're against each other right now, they are locked in. I believe was it Buehler and Kirsch who started the first two? Yes, it had to have been. Buehler started the first game, and then I think it would have been
Buehler started first, and then
Buehler and Snell.
Kershaw
Snell played
started
against
second.
Did Snell play against? So I'm trying to think of the matchup.
Bauer started third.
Yes, that I know. But I think it was Bauer and
Snell and Bauer on game 3. And then game 1 against Buehler was Weathers. Yes.
Cronenworth didn't, or not Cronenworth. Musgrove didn't pitch.
No, Darvish pitched game 2.
That's right. Yeah. But that dude, a lot of fun. So much fun to watch.
That was awesome.
Games. It's so funny to me because I was talking to my buddy about baseball last night because, and we'll get into that later. But I've been playing MLB the Show.
Everybody has.
Oh yeah, and my thing about it is that he was just commenting like, I like baseball, but I can't play it just because it's not like an active sport. Mm-hmm. And what he meant by that is obviously soccer, lacrosse, what have you.
This game never stops. Yeah,
exactly. And I was like, baseball, in all honesty, is kind of like the chess of sports in that there's consistent just pieces that need to be played at that point. Football can kind of go into that category too, just because of the playmaking and but it's definitely football obviously is a bit more fast paced, obviously, when it comes to playmaking and calling and everything like that. But we were discussing that, and the reason why I'm saying this is the pitching matchups that we have. That we had being it was Buehler and Musgrove for the first game?
No, it was Buehler and Ryan Weathers.
Okay, Buehler and Weathers. Then the second game was Kirsch and you.
Yes.
And then the last game was Bauer and Snell. And that honestly, if you were to see, I honestly was expecting the 3 heavy hitters of the Dodgers. I was fully expecting them to win all 3 of those games, but they ended up, they won the series, but they ended up losing the last one. It wasn't against Trevor Bauer. There was it was no. Bauer didn't take the loss. Is what I'm saying.
Oh no, it was shit. Come on now. He plays guitar. Santana.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I thought you said he plays a car. And
he plaes guitar. I'm thinking Carlos Santana.
Oh, gotcha.
Whatever their pitcher's name is, something Santana.
Is it Evaldi? No, it's not Evaldi.
I'm gonna look at it. Hold on.
No. Anyway, but yeah, no, those games were a lot of fun.
Dennis Santana.
Oh, okay. Those games were a lot of fun. The past 2 nights, last night started this series, correct? This new series, or did they start?
No, there was Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday was 3-2 Padres. Yesterday was 6-1 Padres.
Yes. And it wasn't did Buehler start yesterday or 2 days ago?
No.
We clearly do research.
Yes, he did. Thursday night was Buehler. And then last night
Kershaw got lit up specifically just by Tatis, more or less.
Yeah.
But those games were very back and forth. Highlights for me were Mookie's catch, walk-off catch.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Seeger in like Corey Seeger. God, I love watching that fucking dude play. Like, I swear, he's one of my favorite people to watch, and like, it's so funny to me. You'll roll your eyes, and I know it's goofy, but like the rumors of Corey Seager possibly being targeted by the Yankees next year is so funny to me because I've always enjoyed watching Corey Seager. He's not my favorite. Cody Bellinger is my favorite on the Dodgers, obviously.
Interesting,
but I mean, dude,
I would have thought Mookie was your favorite.
No. Why? Is that a joke? You making a joke or
no? I know that he was on the Red Sox and you're a fucking baby about it, but he's not anymore. So I thought
but he's a former Red Sox he's a former Red Sox that won the MVP
drafted.
in 2018.
What are you gonna fucking do?
He won the MVP in 2018, and then
you're telling me if you got a phone call from the Boston Red Sox said we're gonna give you $15 million if you come play for us, you would say no?
I'll be completely honest with you, dude. I was just playing MLB The Show, and whenever a Red Sox thing comes up, I don't play it. It'll be like moments but I'm saying like that's
a video game in real
life.
I
mean, dude, I have no idea. I genuinely don't. Like, I could be that stubborn.
Take it.
I could be that. I mean, you might believe it, but I could be that stubborn to where it's like I would have no respect for you
if that was true.
I would probably say no.
I would have no respect for you.
I mean, that's fine. I don't have a whole lot of respect for me, so it's okay. But oh man,
that's like when people were saying when we got Bryce Harper, people were like, Bryce Harper used to be a former National, and I'm like, yeah, well, now he's not. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, I understand that. Like, Johnny Damon was a former Red Sox. Like, but like my point is just that, my point is specifically, I like Mookie Betts. I've already said it on this podcast before, but I've already said Cody Bellinger is my favorite swing in baseball. Maybe sans Aaron Judge. And he's just so funny. Like, the weed face is the funniest shit in the world to me. So, and he's also super chill. Like,
he's a nice dude.
That's kind of where I go from there. But I got no problems with Mookie Betts. He's fucking fine. Mookie, if you want to get on the show, by all means, come on.
Well,
but
you're gonna be booked. You're gonna be booked lower card behind Kyle Finnegan when we get him on.
We got to get Kyle Finnegan on first. But no, man. I think that I think that there's a lot of that, like the Dodgers team, the Padres, like Tatis, that double play, by Tatis and Jake Cronenworth, that literally was that. I don't know if it was the. Oh my God, we were drinking. I don't know if that was. I don't think it was the end of the play, or end of the game, but it absolutely stopped a rally that was coming from the Dodgers.
Yeah,
and again, it's April, but we have kind of been blessed by the baseball gods with a lot of cool stuff. 2 no-hitters. One being
Padres.
One being the Padres, Joe Musgrove, no. First in their history.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second being Chicago White Sox. It's not, his name isn't Sandy. Hold on one second.
It was not Sandy Koufax.
My mind goes to Sandy Koufax, but no, obviously not. Let me see.
The research.
What the heck? Yeah, right. Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon is a lefty. Right. And dude, what sucks is he had a perfect game into the 9th inning, and then he hit a batter right in the foot.
That sucks.
And it was so funny because he just like looks at him like you couldn't get out of the way of that. But that's also, I do want to, because I was watching like Talking Baseball, Talking Yanks, John Boy Media stuff past couple of weeks, and they do mention that somebody's like, wow, the Twins player like diving for first base is like that's so whatever. And I'm like, dude, do you not realize that like getting no hit is bad? Like, that's a bad thing to happen to your team.
Yeah, you don't want to let that happen.
Like, if I was a Yankees fan watching them get no hit, I would absolutely be like, this is fucking
embarrassing,
atrocious. Cool for the pitcher and cool for the team. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that short-sighted to where I could be like, oh, like I remember when I was younger and Mike Mussina had a perfect game, nearly a perfect game against the Red Sox, and I think it was the last out or the second to last out, and they got a hit, and I remember that, and I was like I was like, oh, fucking goddamn it, but like at the end of the day, like yes, you want to win the game, like getting it's honestly hilarious because if you get like I've seen games where like the pitcher is into the 8th or the 9th inning and then somebody gets a hit and then all of a sudden it's like 4-3 the other team that was getting no hit, like
right, yeah,
you and it what like the lead I think was like 8-0. I think the game ended 8-0, 7-0, something like that. But yeah, what, like, shut the fuck up, like why would you
it's
not?
almost like they're going to the plate to hit the ball. Like, that's the thing. Like even people are like, well, it's not like you're gonna win. It's like, yeah, but okay, even if you know you're not gonna win, every individual player has to watch out for his own stats. And like, if nothing else, you want to raise your batting average.
Of course, that's absolutely on like individual players' minds for sure. But like at the same time, you could be down 12-0, and the pretty cool thing about baseball is that you could still come back. It is very hard. It's a tough mountain to climb, but like you can still do it. So my whole thing is that like baseball, like the baseball is a game of inches and a game of momentum. Like the thing is, that's why like in newer baseball games you get, I was looking at this and I was like, oh, I got like a little white there. Sorry. But baseball is a game of inches to where it's like you could be pitching the greatest game of your life, and then all of a sudden a call doesn't go your way from the umpire.
Yeah.
Or like a pitch that you think is going to be strike 3 is all of a sudden a foul ball, and then you're just like, shit, do I go back to what I was previously doing? Do I throw a breaking pitch? Do I do, like, there's so many different facets to it, even just individually for the pitcher. Like, if you look at for instance, I'm going to pick on him, but I love him, Gleyber Torres, where like he's had a lot of bad fielding issues this year, and then Thursday he had a really good game. And he was like, I'm just happy that I can finally contribute to my team.
Yeah.
And it's like that, like momentum is just that. Like if you're feeling good, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to be seeing like a lot of success. And to kind of put a pin in my rant, the game changes at the drop of a hat.
Right.
So why would you not? But again, not to deviate and rant about that, Carlos Rodon, very cool, because I'm pretty sure the last time he threw a pitch was 2018 or 2019, because 2019 he had Tommy John surgery. I believe he was out. Yeah. I think he's had 2. And 2020, I believe he just opted out because of COVID and everything like that. So it was a very cool story. I was kind of sad that it wasn't a perfect game because obviously,
yeah, but you can, I mean, like, it sucks, but it's like, what are you gonna do?
Oh yeah. There's not much else that you can do in that regard, but you know, it's very cool. It was awesome to see. We got today, actually, breaking news. We got Albert Pujols' 666th home run. Go Satan. And
Pujols really is the devil incarnate.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I would say a lot of the highlights that I more or less have or had was aside from Dansby Swanson's tight play last night. It's pretty much Dodgers Padres has been a majority of what people are talking about. The people have been talking about the Yankees sucking, which we can obviously get into. The A's going 0-7 and now being first in the AL West. Is 13-7, I believe. I believe they're on a 13-game win streak.
Moneyball.
Yeah, he's no longer there.
I know it sucks that you retired at the end of last year.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man. I think that those highlights are the big things that have been happening. Obviously, the no hitters. But yeah, is there anything else that you can think of?
Yeah, one thing I want to mention, I just want to bring up Willians Astudillo. Got to talk about it. Fucking position player threw a 46-mile-an-hour strike, retired 1-2-3 in 7 pitches.
Yep.
Dude, funniest shit I've ever seen.
So funny. And also, I think that he's a Twins player, isn't he?
Yeah, that was one of the ones where the Twins were down like 7 runs or some shit.
Well, what I mean, or the reason why I bring it up is I think that he was the one who slid into first base that started my rant about the White Sox.
Oh, was that him?
I think that it was Twins White Sox, wasn't it? I think it was Twins White Sox. We do a lot of research here, fellas.
Yeah, we do a lot of research. And ladies. It was definitely it was awesome. It was kick ass. Anyway, all you gotta know is that dude's the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, I guess we can do some Bronx cheers, Fanatics cheers.
Bronx, Phillies.
I'm not animating to that one.
No. I gave it the little touch that it needed.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I haven't watched fucking jack shit of Phillies baseball in the last week. Here's what you need to know: the NL East is fucking dumb. This is a stupid conference.
Can I say that for the Yankees? The AL East is fucking dumb. And
yeah,
it's a conference?
You can. Absolutely, you can.
The thing is, we have aside from the Dodgers Padres, we have the most competitive. Both of us have the most competitive divisions within the league, in my opinion.
I don't agree at all.
No. I mean, between each other, like everybody, like the teams themselves. There's maybe like out of the teams that the NL East has and the AL East has, if you were to look at them on paper, you would be like, okay, Blue Jays,
paper,
Rays,
yes.
Red Sox, Yankees, and I've even said I don't think that I still don't think that the Red Sox are for real.
I don't think they're there yet.
But I think that their offense has always consistently been good. Even last year they were good, but. The record didn't show it, but like that's kind of how I feel about that. But my thing, man, is like, and I feel like no matter what I will say, I can get random hate from random people, but not to say that I do, but like,
no, the comments of this podcast are notably vicious.
But you thought that Cliff Lee was a second baseman?
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was our first fucking episode.
Now I remember, by the way, that whenever we're gonna talk a little bit about MLB the Show, but whenever it was they randomly sort you to like your animation, like who do you want your wind up to look like? Who do you want your batting stance to look like?
I saw it too.
Yeah. Yep. The wind up animation default was Cliff Lee.
Yep. And I was like, oh. Look at that. I hate that it's whatever. We'll talk about it in a moment. But no, I think that if you look at the NL East, like regardless of how you feel about your team, I think that Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler are not bad. Aaron Nola's a great pitcher. Zach Wheeler is not bad. He just is iffy sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that you have Didi Gregorius, you have JT Realmuto, you have Bryce Harper, you have
Alec Bohm.
Thank you, Alec Bohm. Rhys Hoskins as well. When he is on, he is good.
Yeah.
And like you guys' outfield, obviously including Bryce Harper, but you guys' outfield is not bad. You have literally the best catcher in the league. So my whole thing is
to hear
that
you finally say.
Well, dude, after last year, you think I'm going to be like, oh, Gary Sargent?
No, but you were trying to make a case for Yadi Molina there at one point.
I mean, Yadier Molina alone is still the best catcher, just strictly on accolades. Okay. Like you can't. There's no argument. There's no argument that you or anybody else could give. He would have been the best catcher
5 years ago. Is what I was saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think that but my point is that Yadi Devil Magic is still alive and well when it comes to the Cardinals. So.
But, all I was going to say, though, is it's not even that I think that the Phillies are bad. It's that, again, I think a lot of the NL East is pretty fucking competitive on paper. Yeah. And then you look at the actual... the only team in the NL East with a winning record, there's only one, Mets. And it's because they missed 3 games.
Yep. They just got swept by the Cubs.
They are 8-7.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's so funny because our friend of the podcast, Cameron Diordio, he is a huge Mets fan. And I remember the night that it was Mets-Phillies. I think it was their first game of the year, technically, the Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I remember watching that game, and they were up 2-0, and then the Phillies came back, what was it, like 5-3 or 5-2, something like that, 5-2, 5-3. And it was just like such an abysmal. And I remember he was just like, I don't understand how Jake DeGrom doesn't just murder his entire team every single time like he's on the mound.
Yeah.
And Jake DeGrom, I tweeted it out a couple days ago, or maybe it was last night, I don't remember. But either way, I tweeted it out. Jake DeGrom is such a special fucking pitcher. Like, I'm a Yankees fan, and I'm a Yankees fan, obviously. I love Garrett Cole. I really, really need the baseball gods to give us Garrett Cole versus Jake DeGrom, because tonight they're giving us Shane Bieber versus Garrett Cole, and that's hopefully going to be fucking awesome as well. But my whole thing, man, is that dude has 70 wins.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I'm pretty sure the statistic is that he has 30. Yes. No, I think he has a little more. I think he won last night and he won his previous start, so he'd be 72 now, I think. Maybe a little more. I apologize, but I'm just going off the cuff at this point. He has 30 no decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is fucking mind-boggling. Like, if I was a pitcher, I would be like, just in the sheer,
I would be like, trade me.
Just in the sheer issue of being a New York metropolitan. Like, how in the fuck are you not just screaming? Like, whenever some of that shit happens, he always looks so calm.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's also, his batting average is like 586 right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. Like, I like, as a Yankees fan, Garrett Cole is my pick for the number one in baseball, but like, that's going with my heart, if I'm being completely honest. Like, that's not going with my brain. Like, my gut says DeGrom, they're both great, and I really need to see them both pitch against each other. But man, like, I mean, you got 15 Ks last night. It's insane. I'm sorry.
I'll solve it for you. He's the best. He is the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
Like, my heart doesn't say anything because I'm just like, he's the best one. I look.
And you're like, ha ha ha, whenever you see those 30 no decisions.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, ha 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 ha. You fucking whatever. You're a mansion built on a pillar of sand. Who gives a fuck? Enjoy your 12 Ks. I'm still gonna win this game. Just wait for the relief pitcher to come out.
Yep. Oh yeah. And I mean, if they don't get it to Edwin Diaz, then they're fucked. So like that's kind of the thing with me. But they do either way, this is Bronx cheers for Nats cheers. It's not Mets cheers. So
Mets gets.
But to my point, NL East, AL East, very competitive divisions. In my opinion, you will honestly see a whole lot of that. Like, when it comes to the Reds, when it comes to the AL Central and the NL Central, like, you can kind of see the competitiveness in those as well. But like when it comes to those on paper, that's the main thing. And the reason why I say that is the Yankees had their worst start since 98, then since 97, since 95, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't say this as a Yankees fan. I just say it as a fan of baseball. It's fucking April.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you know what's interesting is I think that like the Yankees did have a bad start, but even if you look at how the wins are distributed, what kind of is crazy is that, like, there's a pretty standard bell curve to these. Like, the most games behind anybody in the entire league is 6.5 games behind, which is the Rockies.
Yep.
Like, and that's so it's like, who's really absorbing all these losses? Even the people who are like if you look at the NL Central, everybody in the division is 2 games behind. Yeah. Like the last place people are still only 2 games behind.
Yeah. And I think that, and like, don't get me wrong, the Yankees have been playing bad. Like, I'm not making excuses. Like, Gleyber Torres has had way too many issues at shortstop. It's an experiment that unless it gets figured out, and if the rumors are true, I fully expect the Yankees to dump a ass ton load of money onto Corey Seager next year. Like, if that's the case. And those rumors don't help. Like, Gleyber Torres is playing in New York City, and I know that everybody is like, some people will be like, oh, he can't handle, like, Yankees fans in general, or New York fans, whether they're Yankee or Met, he can't handle the New York City, he can't handle, like, being here in the Bronx. And it's like, or people do that, dude. I like, like, believe me, like, and that's the thing, even listening to John Boy, like, when Jameson Tyone had gotten signed, he was like, please don't. And dude, I've been ingrained in like Yankees culture for many, many years. Like, I remember in the 2017 playoffs when Aaron Judge struck out in game 1 of the ALCS, my dad was like, oh, they gotta trade him. And I was like,
yeah,
what? Like, he's a
yeah, no,
rookie.
I agree. No, you guys should give him away to somebody. A team that could really use him.
Oh yeah, sorry. The Phillies looking for more fucking charity.
Look. We will trade. We will give you guys what? Aaron
Bryce
Judge,
Harper for
Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge plays outfield, right? And
what's that?
Aaron Judge plays outfield, right?
He's right field.
He's a little slow. We can give you guys Roman Quinn, maybe.
Aaron Judge is fast as fuck.
We'll give you guys Roman Quinn, and we get Aaron Judge. How about that?
No. I will say that, like, Gary Sanchez has been doing better. Much better than last year, I would say.
Well, yeah, it's hard to be worse than he was. At the beginning of last year.
For sure. Kyle Higashioka is doing great, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, start him," and I'm like, I get it. Like, I completely understand that. He's been doing very well. But honestly, Aaron Judge, Aaron Hicks, and Giancarlo Stanton have been struggling very. I mean, last night Stanton hit 2 home runs, two deep bombs, one Oppo Taco, the other one, like, both to left and right field. But yeah, man. I mean, like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because, like, they did look bad, and they do, like, they are still getting, like, their bearings as far as that. They're not hitting very well. Past couple of nights they have hit very well, knock on wood, but it's one of those things where it's like, we're not, like, it's April 24th. There have been 24 days of baseball actively within the major leagues. I am not sitting here and saying, and I don't mean record. Obviously, some teams have days off, some teams don't. But what I am saying is, like, and I suppose this is me being spoiled as a Yankees fan, but I'm not worried until after the All-Star break. Like, and I think that's the last time the Yankees had, like, a losing record. I don't even know what.
Yeah, I think the thing that you sent me was the last time. There's some guy on Reddit who said the last time the Yankees started off this poorly, they came back and won the World Series.
Yes. Oh, and somebody was just like, "Oh man, geez." And, like, to be fair, that claim was like when they had I think they got swept by, or it was before they had gotten their homestand against the Rays.
Yeah.
And then after that, like it said, it was the worst since '97, a year where they made the ALCS. It was a year '95 where they lost to the Mariners. Like, all teams, like, they still made the postseason, and that's when it comes to the Yankees. They measure everybody measures success, whether fan, production crew, company, player, coach. They measure it in championships. That's just how it's been. When you have 27 championships, like, it's and that isn't like a brag. It's just they're going to do that. So when it comes to the issue at hand, I think that there's a lot of just, like, they did, like, again, I was very frustrated with them the past couple of weeks because they looked lost, they looked bad, they were just not, they had no energy, they just nothing. And that is concerning, but it's also not, like, it's not June. Like, it's not something that I am inherently worried about. And that's kind of what I wanted to say, is that, like, settle down.
Look,
I
think we should go ahead and stop the count. If you look at the AL, the entire AL actually, most wins in the entire American League is a 3-way tie between the Athletics, the Red Sox, and the motherfucking Mariners, baby. We're sending them forward. Yes, don't look at me that look. Yes.
Well, no, that's wrong though.
No, it's not. They're all tied at 13.
The A's are 13-7.
I said wins. I didn't say record. I said wins.
Oh, so you want to completely change the fundamentals?
No, hold on. Excuse me. Do the fucking math. If we stop the count right now, who goes to the fucking playoffs? Go ahead and do the math. I'll wait.
Oh, I mean, the Mariners go as a wild card.
Yes, they do. We're sending them to the playoffs, baby.
But also the White Sox go, and then...
That's fine. I don't have a problem with the White Sox. Send the White Sox.
No, yeah.
As long as we get the Mariners to the postseason. That's all I care about.
I mean, honestly, dude, if this is typical Mariners fashion, where they are like, once June hits, all of a sudden they're going to shit.
They're going to collapse, yeah.
That stinks. But I don't have an issue with the Mariners. I always think about when you were just like, you were the reason why Griffey never got a ring. And I was like, they beat him. They beat him in the postseason.
No, it was you.
No, they beat them. David Cohn literally blew his arm out, and they had to stop.
But you know what I think I can really blame is I think I can still blame Alex Rodriguez for this somehow.
I mean, I pretty much come around to he was.
He was there. He was playing for the Mariners.
95?
Or maybe he was a 96 rookie. Wasn't he 95?
95 was when the Yankees lost to the Mariners. I don't think Alex... I mean, it could be. I could be wrong.
You might be right, actually. He might be a 96 draftee.
God, so bright. Oh, I can't see. Oh, 94.
Okay, he was there.
Woo! When he made his MLB debut.
And I'm gonna blame Alex.
You know that Griffey also said that he does not like Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, nobody.
I don't know
does.
If you watched that.
Nobody
I don't know
likes
if you watched
him.
That video.
Everybody respects that he's a good baseball player. Nobody likes him.
If nobody has ever seen, people don't respect him.
No, they respect his abilities as a player. Is what I said. They respect him as a baseball player.
If nobody has ever seen this, whoever's watching, look up "Baseball Doesn't Exist" and look up "Why the League Hates Alex Rodriguez." It's a fantastic 30-minute breakdown of specifically why it is very.
It's
very
a
good.
fantastic 30-minute breakdown, or as I said when Bobby sent it to me, I just said, "Yeah." The answer is, have you fucking met that guy?
No, have you listened to him talk?
That's what I said. Have you listened to him talk? Yeah, it's pretty easy to figure out why everybody fucking hates him. Anyway, A-Rod, if you want to come on the show. I'll dish it right to your face. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, and then he would be like, oh, dude, there's no way he would come on this fucking show.
I don't think I'm qualified to comment. I made it A-Rod sound like Ben Shapiro when I did that.
I mean, probably not far off.
Yeah. I don't have any shit to say about the Phillies. Whatever. When the NL East makes sense, I'll get back to you guys.
We can do a monthly. I was saying we can decide it right now. We'll do monthly Bronx Cheers.
Okay, that's fine.
That?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Seems...
I don't think much will change within the next month. You at the top of the podcast, I even said, I was like, you know what, the Braves are disappointing. I think it's okay to say that. I look at the NL East, I'm like, actually, they're tied for second. So I guess I don't know how disappointing you can be in our fucking conference.
Did the Braves beat
our division, I guess.
Did the Braves beat the Phillies in their series?
They split it.
So just two. Did they just play 4 games and it was 2-2?
I thought so.
I thought it was 3 and the Phillies won.
It might have been actually. You know what? I think you're right. I think that first series was 3, and yeah, it was 3. Phillies took it. We swept them in that first series, but we played them again.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We played them again where the Braves took it. It was 2-1.
But so my thing is, why would the Phillies not be in second then?
They are, I think, technically in second.
Okay.
They don't. Well, it wouldn't matter because there's no splitting hairs yet.
Yes, of course.
Due to the fact that we're both behind everybody else who'd be in the wild card.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's fucking talk about what has been consuming you and my life for the better part of the past 4 or 5 days. MLB The Show 21.
Yeah, I've been playing MLB The Show 21. It's awesome.
Yeah. Like the thing is, we both for those that don't know, Dan and I both met each other from like video games and friends and everything like that. So for myself, I don't know how Dan feels about this, but I'm more of a like arcadey style like sports games like NFL Blitz, NBA Jam, even MLB Slugfest, like NFL Street, NBA Street, all of those kinds of games.
I don't really know if I would even say that about myself so much as like I feel like I liked simulation sports games in 1997 or whatever.
Yeah,
and then which now by comparison would be arcadey feeling. It was simulation for the time.
Yes.
Like I
would implement Griffey into that.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
is
the
like
same
I guess
Slugfest.
for those I've mentioned it on the podcast before, is that I play a lot of Ken Griffey Jr.'s Slugfest for the N64. Fantastic game, which for its time maybe isn't quite simulation, but it's pretty complex, I guess I would say, for baseball games of the time.
Yeah.
But now you play it and you're like, and you know what? In fact, now you play it, it's literally the game they're parodying in MLB The Show 21's retro mode.
The retro mode.
Oh yeah, all right. It's
the only difference is that you don't have the strike zone. It's just the ball moves.
Well, I guess it's actually the one that they pulled that from is the SNES Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. Is the left and right.
I thought that Ken Griffey was always Sega.
No.
Okay.
No, because we talked about this because the Nintendo owned the Mariners.
Oh yes. That does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why, because like when I was younger, the Sega Genesis was always the sports console as well. For obvious reasons. Like I would say, a majority of the time, those were on those platforms. Those type of games were on those platforms, as well as Mutant Football League. But we won't get into that.
I'm trying to remember who. The Sega one, they had two. They had a Cal Ripken Jr. game, I think. Cal Ripken Jr.
Yes.
Strike Zone or something.
Jr. I thought it was just Cal Ripken Jr. baseball.
It might be. And then they had the Frank Thomas one.
Yeah, the Big Hurt.
Big Hurt. That was it. Yeah, Big Hurt.
But that was his nickname. But
I think it was literally called Big Hurt's Baseball is what it was called or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna fact check that, but go ahead.
But yeah, man. I mean, I think that the game itself is very good. I believe that they're having server issues at launch, so like there's certain times where I'll log in and it'll be kind of goofy. But there's a lot. Like honestly, I didn't expect this much content out of this game.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And
you know what? So I was listening to who was it this morning? It is absolutely called the Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball.
Okay.
And this one actually, by the way, if you want a game that is like 1995. As close as you can get to a modern simulation, this game is fucking crazy. They use like motion capture, and they have, I believe there's like a Sega CD version there's the Sega Saturn, not Sega CD, but it's the Sega Saturn version. Gotcha. And it's like, it almost looks like what is that game that they use motion capture for?
I thought you were gonna end it with it's fuck, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
that's not.
No, it's not Prince of Another World or Out of This World or whatever it is.
Out of This World. They're both. Both. Another World is like the European version. It kind of looks
like that, where like it's like this really smooth pixel art. It's super weird. Anyway,
yeah,
I was listening to the Giant Bombcast this morning. Shout out to them, I guess. And what they were, because they were talking about MLB The Show
come on the podcast
to all the podcasts out there, pod fam. They talked about how there is so much in this game that at the beginning it's almost overwhelming. Like when you do the intro, because they do the thing where it's like when you're downloading the game from whatever, you can start it when the download's halfway done. It'll sort of run you through all the shit. So it's like when you're doing the intro, it's like, well, here's 17 ways you can play. You can do the fielding like one of these 5 options, or you can hit in 5 different ways. And the pitching, there's multiple different meters you can use. And then when you get out of that and you're like, okay, those are the controls to the game. They're like, all right, so there's 7 game modes. And you're like, what the fuck? I thought, is baseball already not complex enough? What the fuck is going on here?
But it's like, it's also sold, like, my understanding is it's sold a fuck ton.
Oh, dude, this has got to be I mean, it helps that Xbox hasn't had a good baseball game in years. We've had RBI baseball, but that game sucks.
Yeah.
But it seriously, I think that I know more people playing MLB The Show this year than I've ever heard of. Just because I think that there was a weirdness factor to... for those of you who are unaware, I guess people who only watch baseball but don't play video games, Sony PlayStation has had the rights to MLB games for the last like 8 or 9 years.
High school, even more than that. When I was in high school, man.
Yeah, but for a while they had 2K and MLB concurrently. The show and MLB 2K were together because I had 2K 9 or something.
I see what you're saying. Yes,
it's been just the show. Well, I guess like I said, there's RBI baseball in the last 2 years. They brought back RBI baseball,
and there's like Tap Sports baseball.
And there's like Super Mega Baseball and
like
shit,
mobile phone.
But but like the blockbuster MLB game has been exclusively on Sony for almost a decade, and it's crazy. Because it's the first time MLB basically pressured them to put it on Xbox. So they've co-developed it for Xbox and PlayStation, despite the fact that it's a Sony-developed game. And everybody was like, that's weird, but I guess it's a sports game. And then it was free, or not free, sorry. Free with subscription. But most people who have Xbox Live already have it. But so it's like, it came out on Xbox before it came out on PlayStation. Before it came out on Sony's own console. And people, I think, are so bewildered by its existence that's why more people are playing it than ever before.
Just to be clear, I think that's a misconception. It didn't come out before Xbox. If you got the Jackie Robinson version, you were able to play it on the 16th of April, regardless of platform. But there's it's a Sony-made game. And there's literally nothing there's no service that Sony has to be like, you could play this for, have a subscription. Like PlayStation Plus, you could just pay for that and then you could have the service right there. But they didn't have that. And again, that's not to be. Well, I was going to say, the digital released the day before the physical.
Yes. So if you had Xbox Game Pass, but you were like, maybe I want to buy the physical copy for PlayStation, you probably still downloaded it a day before on Xbox just because it was free.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing that was crazy for me. But like, dude, when I was going through all of the different like types of pitching, all the different types of batting. For pitching, I went with Pulse, and then for batting. For batting, I went with just zone because zone just seems easier. Not easier, but more. I'm not worried about realism, but it seems more effective. I've tried all of them because I was having like a real difficult time initially just seeing the ball, and that's such a funny thing to say to like think about when you're playing the game, but like. The breaking pitches break hard. and you're just like, shit, I have a lot more sympapathy for baseball players after playing this game. You know what is so
funny is that we've said multiple times that like hitting a baseball is probably the hardest thing to do in any American sport, and it really nailed it for me because I can't even do it in a fucking video game. I was messing with settings, trying different hitting maneuvers with different camera angles, and I was like, holy shit, imagine if you had to really do this.
Oh yeah, that's, for me, it's so funny because that's like pitching is so much easier for me, and that's why I'm like, fuck, Was that? But like now, it's so funny because now and so there's a bunch fuck ton of game modes. I will get into what I had played really quickly, just because I know Dan, a majority of it was the Road to the Show mode, which is super rad.
Yeah.
But I went into March for October, which is just it's a cool mode where you pick whatever team you want to be playing as. It can be your favorite team. I believe it defaults to it, but you can also play as whoever else. And what it does is there's a hot streak and cold streak meter, and it doesn't allow you to play every single game, but the mode itself will be like, play this game right here, win your opening day game, and then you play the whole game and you go through and you do whatever you got to do. Then right after that, it'll be like, have like for a player boost for the rest of the season, have Gleyber Torres hit really good, and I didn't. I went 0 for 4, and so it was like, all right, you don't get a boost, and I was like, all right, well, whatever. And then there's another one where it's like, get your team on a hot streak by winning your first road game, and I ended up losing that, got a cold streak, and then I ended up like either getting swept or losing 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another one that was just like, win the game against the Rays, and like rather win the game, come back and win the game, and I ended up doing that. And what happens is your meter, well, just to be clear, there's a hot streak and a cold streak meter. If you don't fulfill like, so I lost that road game, it fills up a bar or like a circle, like a little gauge of like cold, like a cold symbol. And what it does is it makes it so that the next couple of games you're on a cold streak and you're not going to be able to do what you want to do. But if you do your, like, you fulfill your mission, it'll give you a hot streak, and then it'll say like this hot, and depending upon how big it is, it'll be like, you win this game, you win this game, you win this game, you win this game. And it's kind of neat, and it also gives you particular moments. Like for me, there was one where it was like, have Jordan Montgomery finish his no-hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I fucked up and somebody got a hit. But it was very cool to see like the little things that they put into that, where it's, as a baseball fan, you're like, oh shit, I can like kind of try and help with this, and I can like, you know, you go through it from there. There's trade options, like with any sort of franchising game like Madden or MLB The Show or NBA 2K, like there's always those particular options within it where it's like, you can trade these players, you can try and shop for these players, get this and this. It's pretty in-depth with March to October. Diamond Dynasty is kind of, for me, I used to collect baseball cards when I was younger. So that's a very cool, and I feel like I'm talking for like ever.
No, it's fine. You got 2 modes. I'll talk about 2 modes. So,
and the Diamond Dynasty one was very, very cool, because what it is it kind of feeds into like the card collecting aspect, where you get certain packs dependent upon certain moments that you do. Like there's one where it's like, as Mariano Rivera shut the door on the Red Sox to go to the World Series, you pitch that, you make sure you don't get an out. There's one where it's like, for Ken Griffey Jr., hit an extra base hit, and I was just like, hell yeah. Like Frank Thomas, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, like all of these different like moments gathered within. It's kind of funny because like the moments will be like, it's like Hank Aaron, or no, sorry, it's like Babe, or not Babe Ruth, like Derek Jeter against like the Atlanta Braves of 2020. So it's like, oh, ball line to Freddie Freeman, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? But like, I get it. Like, obviously, when it comes to developing a game, and developing a game is hard, you aren't inherently just going to be like, all right, let me put the entire 96, 97, or 96, 98, 99, 2000 World Series Yankees in there. Like, it's not like specific things like that. They obviously are going to have the Dodgers from last year. They're going to have certain aspects of the game, or certain legends like Babe Ruth, like Hank Aaron, like Ken Griffey Jr. But anyway, the purpose of Diamond Dynasty, and I apologize, I feel like I'm rambling. You create your own team. For me, I just Rochester Red Wings, because duh. And from there, you go through and you can create your own uniforms, and then you use the cards that you have acquired from collecting the packs themselves, whether doing certain aspects of the moments, doing certain drafts, etc., etc. you put them in as your team, and then you play certain games, and you play like moments. You do just play versus CPU. It's a neat little thing as far as collectibles go, and it was cool. It wasn't obviously arcadey or anything like that, but it's nice to just jump in and jump out. It's not necessarily something like a time sink that you have to jump into. And yeah, I mean, I liked it a lot. I've probably played about 30 or 40 hours of the game.
Yeah, I would say I'm probably a little over you. I'm probably close to 50 hours, I think. I have mostly been playing Road to the Show, which is where you make a player created character and you start in the minors. And you actually start I guess at the draft where you like can figure out how you get drafted and what you get drafted as, and then you work your way up through the minors, and then eventually, hopefully, you get moved up to the organization's MLB team, which is cool. I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely, like I said, it sort of made me realize how fucking bad I am at this. Like, I started off, I literally sent you a text. I was like, dude, I picked zone hitting because it is very similar to how you used to hit in Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest. So I was like, killing it. And then I realized that what it does is I had it on dynamic difficulty. So I was like, oh, you're too good at this. And then all of a sudden, I literally went from like hitting like 280 to being like 150. I was like well below the Mendoza line. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
So I got crushed. And then I had to like go figure out like, I had to change my camera angle to make it better. I was like, I went from like a fisheye to like zoomed in over the plate.
I think mine is like MLB 15, the show.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You're like the default camera is like way back here, which can help in certain things, but it makes all the breaking balls look like crazy. Like at the last second.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then, yeah, it's super cool because then also like there's like different loadouts, like, there's like almost like a perk system where it's like, hey, you can take this thing and it'll make your velocity better when pitching, but it will make your arm accuracy way worse when fielding or something like that. There's like trade-offs, all these different little perks you can get to sort of maximize what you want your character to be like. And then on your off days, you can run training room drills to sort of like make them better at certain things. Some of them you just does it, and some of them you play. Like there's one where it's like trying to improve your plate discipline, where you have to like click on like colored baseballs. It's really weird.
That one I actually love.
I hate that
because
one.
It's like some of them are just like the plate discipline where they're just like flying over. I'm just like
yeah,
and just like grabbing every single one. I feel like a ninja when I'm doing it, to be completely honest with you. Some might say a pitching ninja. I don't, because it's batting. But
okay.
But shout out Pitching Ninja, come on the podcast. No, I honestly, what's so funny is I have two players. One is playing for the Texas Rangers. It's me, and then the other is playing for the Yankees, which is one is pitching and then the other is batting and fielding.
Are you already in the MLB, or are you?
No.
Okay, you're just in their organization.
The progression that I've looked into is, so the only thing is that somebody mentioned missions, and I don't have a single clue what the hell that is. Missions. So, I know like the dynamic changes
the
in
challenges,
the middle of the game.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they mean.
But like somebody said missions, like if the missions don't show up, then do this, and then like make it a franchise or Diamond Dynasty, and then play your character, make sure they have an at bat, and then they'll show up. I've got to look into it more, because like I know that the game itself was having glitches. It would occasionally not connect online and stuff like that. But Road to the Show, I finished my first season, and now I'm on the 2022 season. I laugh at the cutscenes.
The cutscenes are pretty bad.
Here's
the thing,
bad.
though. I think that at least what I respect about them is, did you ever play any of the NBA 2K games?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
At least they're like, all the cutscenes in this are just like texts. They're like a text conversation. It's like, hey, I'm your agent. How are you feeling about do you want to like do this in the organization, or you want to look for a different team or something? As opposed to when I played 2K and they're just like, your friend died in a car accident. And it's like, whoa, what? Like,
You're like,
I don't fucking care, honestly. Sorry.
He's a fake character.
I just want
to
play the Cavs. If you could hurry that up.
Yeah.
No, but I think that Road to the Show is cool. I also started my own franchise, which is I only play like one game a day for my franchise because I get to there's like different levels of it. Like there's when you start a franchise, it'll be like beginner mode, which is like I just handle the game manager decisions, and then it's like advanced. Okay, maybe you do some of the GM stuff. You'll do pickups and dreads. And there's like full on like yes, I run scouting, I run contracts. So I did that because I'm like a maximalist nut. But so I will spend maybe 30 minutes just looking at stuff before I even play a game. So I know that this first franchise season is going to take me a year to beat. Like I'm just going to play one game a day maybe. So
I mean, honestly, it's funny because I haven't touched franchise, but I've done March to October and I've done Diamond Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
Road to the Show is a lot of fun, especially when you get into your second season. Because like right now, I'm second or third in All Star voting for like the Dan, which is the AA Northeast. Like, and I think that's a lot of fun. I think that it's probably my most played mode simply because it's kind of addicting in that like it'll be like, oh, play this game right here. And then it'll like, oh, well, if you're batting at least, it'll be like, oh, play the next game. Oh, we'll play the next game.
Yeah, it'll just say confirm or advance the next game, yeah. And then the thing is, like, also it's the game that I think that goes quickest because you only play one character. Yep. So, like, literally, like, if you're, like, so I'm in the National League, so there's days where I'm the pitcher, and then because my batting average now is so good again, I finally got it back up. I'm hitting, like, 310 or something. They just want me to DH. So whenever I'm like, I'll like be wanting to go to bed and they'll be like, oh, I can DH for a game. It's literally like 5 minutes because it's just, you only play your 4 at bats or whatever.
Yep.
So it's great. Anyway, everybody check out MLB The Show. It's phenomenal. Yeah. It's like, I think the first sports game in a while that even appeals to me. I don't like sports games that much.
No, me neither.
But this one, it feels good, man. Feels solid. Great intro video.
Yeah.
Tatis is the cover. The face of baseball games now.
I think that honestly, a lot of that stuff, and we didn't even touch on like home run derby or like weekly challenges.
There's so much going on.
Weekly challenges where you could literally win like actual baseball shit.
Yeah.
Like you can win an autographed Ken Griffey Jr. baseball if you make like if your points are like 4 million. And I'm like, fuck that. There's no goddamn way I'm gonna ever be able to do that. I play the game to have some fun, and I do have fun. It's honestly like I get pissed at myself in the similarities of like when I used to play baseball, and I would just be like, "What the fuck are you swinging at that for?"
Yeah,
like,
I would do that too. I'd reach for something. I'd go like, "Why the fuck did I do that?"
So funny. And yeah, man, I think that it genuinely encapsulates like as a simulation game. I think that it encapsulates like being a baseball player. The one thing I did want to touch on, because when I was referring to the cutscenes in Road to the Show, I was referring to the MLB Network analysts.
Oh, our good friends Matt Vasgersian, Mark DeRosa, and oh fuck, the third guy's I'm
not even talking about that.
What do you
have you not had them be like, oh well, he's doing a great job, but blah 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 blah. And it's the podcast.
Oh yeah. No, I usually just don't pay attention to those at all.
I normally skip them, but the first couple, like the ones that I had watched for quite a while, I was like, you know what, this is cute. I like what you're doing as far as like, it's not. Oh, excuse me. It's not like egregious. You got fucking Al Leiter and a couple of other people in there, like actual analysts from MLB Network, just to keep it going. And like, yeah, cool. That sounds dope to me. But oh man,
I think my favorite one, which basically was when I was like, nothing is gonna beat this, was the very first one, because I am in the whatever whatever it's called. A two-pronged player or whatever it's called. I don't remember exactly what they refer to it.
Two-way player.
Two-way player. I pitch and I hit, basically. Which I only did that because in the National League everybody does that.
Yeah.
But Dan Plesac.
Okay.
Sorry, Mac Vasgersian, Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac are your commentators in the game. But they had somebody on there, like, and of course, you got to talk about the fact that he's a two-way player, and we got somebody who's so qualified to talk about that, and nobody's more qualified than her. And then they just brought on some softball player.
Yes, I saw that same one, and I was like, word, like that's cool, but like
it was just funny to me because I was like, now look. Clearly, she's a lot better at any sport than me. I'm not shitting on softball players, but they're like, nobody is more qualified to talk about it than this person. I was like, Shohei Ohtani? Maybe somebody's more qualified. Just one person. I could think of.
You should just say like the one that you were able to get for this conversation.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool. And like again, I'm not like not. There's no issues with her. She's a fantastic player.
Like, I actually thought that when they got past that, I thought her interview was kind of interesting, knowing that she had to pretend. Like, I admire that somebody was talking to her, and they're like, okay, so this is for a video game where you have to talk as if you're talking about a player who's a two-way player in the MLB. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah. She gave a pretty good fake interview about something that never really happened. And I was like, that's kind of cool, actually. But I just felt like the intro is so weird.
It just felt, no. I think that in general, there isn't any issue with like the cutscenes themselves because like the podcast, like we're doing a podcast right now. I don't have any issue. Like that makes total sense. But like, it's funny because a lot of it just feels like it's so incredibly forced at times that I'm just like, okay, all right. And like I said, I think that she was fine. I didn't have any issue with her being there. Like she was on, like you said, she was honestly one of the better people within the cutscenes. But like at the end of the day, I, as a baseball fan, I don't give a shit about reading that I'm going to be called up or that I'm reading that I'm going to be doing whatever.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care about that at all. I don't need to watch your video like about it. Like I that's kind of where I was at because like I used to like I made a joke to a couple of friends where I was just like there's like the meme where it's like the two kids and they're like scared of like the animal that's like eating their food or something. It's like an old-timey kind of thing. And it says like the two kids and it's just like me playing a video game, and then the animal just says "friend who skips cutscenes." It was just like, and it was just like, it was very funny to me because that's honestly what I've done the entire time when it comes to that. I watched the first couple, and I thought that they were interesting at first, and then I was just like, all right, you guys keep praising me, and I really don't care. I just want you to tell me if I'm going up or not. But it's a long process when it comes to
Road to the Show. I will say what's really cool about it, though, is that at least in my experience, this is the first time I've ever had the commentators or the podcast people, like any of them, just openly shit on you.
Oh, dude.
Like, usually it's always like people being like, whoa, I wouldn't have done that. But, when you're in there, it's the hard thing to, to focus. These people,
what the fuck is he swinging at that for?
Mark DeRosa and Matt Vasgersian will be like, well, that one sucked. You were fucking garbage. And I'm like,
dude, Matt Vasgersian will be very nice, and then Mark DeRosa is just like, I don't know what he was swinging at for there, but I think the pitcher is going to definitely send it right back there if he's going to swing at those. And I'm like, all right. That's how you feel.
There was one too where they had speaking of Shohei Ohtani, actually, now I'm thinking about it, there was one where they're in the podcast when you're in the clubhouse, and the guy was like, some guy was calling into a radio show. They're like, all right, we got somebody on the line. Who is it? And he's like, blah blah blah. Oh, we got some idiot who can barely bat 200, and he's got an ERA of 4, and all of a sudden we think we've drafted the next Shohei Ohtani. No. This is going to be a fucking disappointment, and I'm sorry that we drafted him so high. I was like, whoa, okay.
It's all right. I didn't expect all of that, but okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, man. Bottom line, get MLB The Show 21.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. If you like baseball, yeah.
You,
not to cut you off.
I mean, if you like baseball, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, I think that we have all we have left is piss missiles of the week. We are well over time. Cool. All right. So, would you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I got them right here.
Yeah.
So my first piss missile of the week will start with the AL. Which is oh gosh, did I forget it? I definitely saved it. 1 second. Baseball. What in the heck? I definitely had it. All right, we'll start with the NL first.
All right.
My NL is actually a two-parter. So more or less what had happened is the Nationals were playing the Cardinals. I think it was about 4 days ago. Cardinals second baseman, right fielder Tommy Edman. He had hit a 2-run bomb. Really, really nice. Like it was very, very good plate discipline at that point. But he was waiting on that pitch, came through, hit it, and then the funny part about this is actually my piss missile of the week. It's a two-parter because if you watch in the outfield, kid tries to catch the ball and completely misses and just absolutely fucking nopes right out of there. He's so mad. And so a couple minutes goes by, and what ends up happening is the kid just absolutely, he catches, like, basically what happens is another home run comes to him and he catches it and just sits there and just is like, whatever. And he gets his redemption story. And that's honestly what I like, is a good redemption story. So that's what my piss missile of the week is going to be, is Tommy breaking hearts, but then right as he does so, I believe it was, oh gosh,
Sun Tzu who said, "Know thy enemy." Oh, sorry. Wait.
No, I was gonna say that. I believe the player was Justin Williams, who hit the second home run, but he hit it off our boy Kyle Finnegan.
Yeah,
so,
he did hit it off Kyle Finnegan.
Sorry to see that, Kyle, but kid with the Waffle House mask, he got his redemption story, and that's honestly what's better than that, man. Come on.
Well, my NL piss missile was 2 days ago. Was 2 days ago on 22nd. Reds versus Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks were up 8-2, and then the Reds went on a crazy streak of home runs.
Yeah.
And I think there was 6 home runs that game. And the last home run was by their new rookie, Jonathan India, had his first home run in the MLB right after Joey Votto had his to tie everybody up at 8-8. Now, unfortunately, the Reds did end up losing immediately after that in like extra innings.
Yeah.
Like 14.
I think it was the 10th,
14 to 11. Was it the 10th?
Yeah.
I thought it was the 11th.
Pretty sure, because they scored like 6 runs or something like that. Unless I'm off, and they like I'm trying to think. Did the Reds? Let me see.
I don't know.
It was Reds Diamondbacks, right? Keep going.
I was done. That's the thing. I was going to say they ended up losing 14 to 11. The Diamondbacks did more in the extra innings, but there was still bases and still runs. But yeah, it was great. Good to Jonathan India. Dude's got long hair. They literally said that they're like, the mane is flowing, and I was like, all right. But no, it was a great hit. So it was a great first home run.
So my AL piss missile of the week, or of the couple weeks, but it pertained to happened a couple days ago. Last week or last episode, it was Shohei Ohtani. We will go to other best player in the league adjacent, Mike Trout. just to clear up that misconception, because I did have a couple of my friends be like, "Oh, Mike Trout," and I'm like, "Look,
Mike Trout sucks."
I'm saying that Shohei Ohtani is the best all-around player as far as like things that he can do within the baseball realm. Yes, Mike Trout is fantastic. He's the best player of our generation. I get it. Not saying that he isn't good. I'm just saying Shohei Ohtani is the best player in the league all around. So anyway, back to that. Mike Trout has more or less he's been Mike Trout this season so far. Within the 24 games that have started the 24 games of MLB starting out, my main concern with this is I feel like Mike Trout quite often hits first pitch home runs. First pitch, I mean, he's a first pitch hitter regardless, but he, much like myself, he is a first pitch hitter. Dude, MLB the Show, I hit the show all the time. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm so impatient. But anyway, first pitch that he sees against the Rangers, I think it's I can't remember how to say his name. It's Foltynewicz or Foltynewicz. Either way, he absolutely clobbers this ball, and it's his 40th career home run against the Rangers. Like, talk about a dude like Mike Trout. The only team that owns the Rangers more than Mike Trout is the Padres.
Yeah,
like. And I swear, man, he absolutely kills it. At least to my recollection, recently, I very rarely ever see Mike Trout having like a bad game when it's against the Rangers. I swear it's always against the Rangers whenever he's killing it. But I mean, you can kill it against anybody realistically. But that is my AL Piss Missile of the week.
Okay. Well, my AL Piss Missile of the week was from afternoon. Yoan Moncada for the White Sox. That was a fun game, Sox versus Rangers. And I don't know, there's not even really a cool story to this like there was Jonathan India one, but Yoan Moncada just really smacked one out there that was really pretty swing. I like his swing a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. I don't know. It was a fun game. I haven't watched nearly as much, I guess, like AL Central games. I need to watch more. I feel like that's the division I always miss out on. But
yeah, I mean, I will say MLB TV, I tried the free trial for a moment, and then and you already warned me about this, but I just had forgotten about it. Blackouts are so fucking incredibly stupid.
So fucking dumb.
So stupid. Like I genuinely cannot believe it. Like, so because like that night, the night that I had gotten it, I grabbed it. The Yankees had just won, and I wanted to watch the Mets game, and I was like, I don't need to stream it. Pulled it up, and it was a blackout. I live in New York. It's a New York Mets game.
Well, that's why.
Like,
because how it works is they check your location. So, like, I'm technically in the Braves area. So if the Braves thing is on TV, then I don't get to watch it on my phone because I'm supposed to find that channel. So the thing that you will be able to watch the least is your own team.
But that's the thing that's so funny to me in general is just that, like imagine how many more people would watch MLB TV if there were no blackouts.
A ton, but they don't give a fuck.
No. And that's what's crazy is if you look at the statistics for MLB TV, it has like it had like over 200 million it had like its highest streaming the past couple of weeks, like maybe a week or two ago. And man, just so stupid. But anyway, those were our piss missiles, and that was me bitching about MLB TV for a moment. Yeah. So
couple things I wanted to say. Sega Genesis baseball games. Sports Talk Baseball. World Series Baseball 95. RBI Baseballs years 4, which I guess is 93. No, 92 through 95 were exclusively on Sega Genesis. Then there was a Super RBI Baseball also in 95 that was not related to that. And then they stopped till 14. But my favorite one, Tommy Lasorda Baseball, was available on the Genesis. And I think I need to play that. I think I gotta fucking play this game.
Yeah, I think you should stream it on twitch.tv/GeekSpace.
Yeah. That's not, it's GeekSpace Team, I think, is our...
I said GeekSpace Team.
I thought you said TV.
That'd be, okay. I might have said TV thinking MLB TV, but I thought...
I just love that Tommy Lasorda got a game, not when he was a player, but when he was a fucking manager.
Yeah. That's...
pretty cool.
Yeah. That makes sense. I think yeah, but no Ripken?
The Ripken was also on Genesis, but it was actually on both. It was on Genesis and Super Nintendo. I was saying these are Genesis exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
So anyway, I guess. Oh, we have WWJD. What would Junior do? Look, what would Junior do? Not even a question this week. Junior would go play MLB The Show. He voices Retro Mode. He is the announcer. So you should go play some MLB The Show Retro Mode. Listen to Ken Griffey Jr. talk. You can also pick his stance as your default stance. You can pick his swing as your swing. He doesn't want to swing.
I won't lie. My home run celebration was Ken Griffey Jr. But for some reason, when I picked it and the game glitched, dude, I wish I had it on video. It was one of the funniest. Like, when I rounded second, it did like the mix it up thing. And I was like, okay. And then I get to third and my dude dabs. And then I am walking home and somebody just gives me a baseball bat and I'm riding the baseball bat home.
The fuck?
It was the most like out of body experience
you must
I
have
feel
gotten
like I've ever
pegged
had.
really hard the next time up.
Right? Like I was like, in my mind, I was just like, what? I was like, why isn't he doing the Griffey thing? That was my main concern. When I hit the home run, he was just like looking, and I was like, okay, but like he didn't do the hit, and then the bat just falls. So I was like, what is going on here? But either way.
Also, Triple Play 96. Thank you everybody for listening, watching SpaceBall. We'll be back next week. I promise. See you then.
Call me Junior. Call me Junior. Call me Junior. Call me Junior.